Hello again everyone, this is Mr. Hoy. In this video we're just going to do a couple more examples of how to determine the starting point of the square root function. So in this case we've got f of x equals 3 times the quantity of the square root of x plus 11 minus 2. Now with this question you still want to focus on what's under the radical and how do we make that 0. So in this case your only focus is on how do we make x plus 11 equal to 0. And in this case, x would need to be negative 11 to make that true. You plug in negative 11 there. Negative 11 plus 11 is 0. The square root of 0 is also 0. Times 3 is also 0. And then you just subtract the 2. To show that one more time, you take your x value and you plug that in. And you look to find the y value or the f of x value here. This is 3 times the square root of 0 minus 2. That's 3 times 0 minus 2. That's 0 minus 2. And that's negative 2. So in this case, for our starting point, we'll have negative 11, comma, negative 2. This other example here, setting this one up is a little bit easier because you don't have to do much with the x. In this case, you can jump right to x being 0 because there's nothing to do with the x. There's no transformation, there's no shift left or shift right there. So we have x equals 0, and then all we have to do is plug that 0 into the equation. So we've got negative 1/2 times the square root of 0 plus 9. That's negative 1/2 times 0 plus 9. That's 0 plus 9, and that's just 9. You're doing those questions. Little shortcut here. If you're plugging in these numbers, this entire term, both the term under the radical and the result of the multiplication with the number in front, will be 0. So you don't necessarily have to go through these steps every single time. You'll still get 0 here, and you're just focusing on this vertical shift, this plus 9 in this case, and your starting point in this case is going to be 0, 9. With these questions, you can treat the transformations the same as we treated them with our quadratic functions, with our parabolas. You can really just look at this plus 11 as a left shift of 11 or negative 11, and the plus 9 is a vertical shift of 9, or the minus 2 is a downward vertical shift of negative 2. So when you run through those questions, you can run through these calculations just like I did here, or you can just look to identify the parts of the functions that will lead to those transformations and lead to a change in a starting point.